My name is Carrie McEwen, and I'm going to be walking you through the really great resource of Nearpod. And this is a great educational source for both teachers and students to use within the classroom. For teachers, it allows them to create really interactive and engaging lessons for students and also use pre-created lessons. And for students, it allows them to participate in those lessons and do some really fun interactive activities for more difficult concepts. It's completely free for both teachers and students to use. For teachers, all they have to do is sign up right here. And like I said, it's free, but the more content that a teacher creates or adds to their library, the more likely it is that they will run out of space. So they will have to upgrade their account or delete old content. For students, it's free no matter what. The teachers will share a code and the students will enter that in so that they can see the lessons. The negative to this would be that students can't really create their own lessons. There's not really an option for them to do so. However, a safety positive to that is that students can only use Nearpod if the teacher shares the code with them. So students can only access a specific lesson. They can't go on to other lessons that are unrelated to the topic or view things that the teacher did not pre-approve. Once you log on to your site, it will look something like this. And Nearpod does a really great job at walking the user through all of its different resources. So I want to point this out, which is a demo of what this will look like for the teacher and the students. So on this side over here is a teacher device, and over here is the student device. So you can see that the teacher will receive a code and they will share it on their screen for the students to then enter and join. So basically everything that the teacher does over here controls what the student does. So when the teacher is ready to move on, then the student's device will also move on. And I think that this is a really great safety feature that can help to ensure that students are not going off to sites or different parts of Nearpod that they aren't supposed to be on. So another great feature is that the teacher will be able to see exactly what the student does and who participates. So as you can see, no one's answered yet, so we have 0% participation. And then as a student answers, then the teacher can move on, go back and see each student that answered and what they said. And the teacher also controls the activities. So once the teacher is done with the time for the activity, then they can move on and it moves on for the student. And I think that this is a really great feature that it always shows the teacher what the students are doing. Back home, we can also explore another great aspect of Nearpod, which is their endless amount of resources. So this is probably one of my favorite parts about Nearpod, is that they have all of these lessons and activities and videos that are pre-made that align with tons of standards. So as you can see on the home page, there's a bunch of things that teachers can use already that relate to certain themes. But I specifically love this because you can narrow it down based on what you're looking for. So you can narrow it down based on a standard, a subject, or a grade. So if we want to narrow it down by a standard, we can press the standard that we're looking for. So let's do the New York State Common Core standards. We can do ELA, and we can pick the grade. I teach 4th grade summer school, so I'm going to do that. Then I can see all that they have that relates to those Common Core standards. And the best part is I can also search one. If I have a specific lesson that I have in mind to teach or a specific standard that I want to teach to, I can search it up here. So if I want to see what they have on main idea, I can search that and see what they have that relates to it. Let's do this one. Determine the main idea. So you can click on one that you want. Really nice thing is it shows all the related standards that this lesson teaches into. And before you add it or teach this lesson, you can preview it. So you can see exactly what the student would see in a situation. So I can see the videos that it's going to play, the activities that it asks, and I can just go through it and see if I like it. And if I do, then I can go down here and press Add to my lessons. Then if I press Show in my lessons, I can then go into my profile up here, and I will see it in my queue. Another great thing about Nearpod is it allows the opportunity for these folders to be created. So I can create a folder and name it ELA, then go back home and drag this to that ELA folder. This keeps everything nice and concise so that you can see everything you need. For example, if we go into this multiplication, we can see all of these lessons on multiplication that I found. I really like their math lessons especially too, because it allows them a chance to draw different manipulatives, which I think is really helpful. Another great thing that Nearpod has to offer is you can create your own lessons, just like the ones that we just saw. So if we can build and edit here, or we can press create up here. So I'm going to create a lesson and kind of walk you through the different things that it has to offer. So for summer school, we teach a lot into ocean animals. That's kind of our main science topic. And we have been talking a lot in particular about coral reefs. So I'm going to make this lesson about coral reefs. And that's mainly because I would like to show you all that Nearpod has to offer in regards to virtual reality field trips, because I think that's one of the best things that this has to offer. So I can press here to create content, and I can start off by creating a slideshow and embedding it in here. So if you have a slideshow that you already like, you can add it right in. So you can press on your drive and it will take you there and you can add it. You can also add a PowerPoint or upload a different file. You can also embed audio, different PDFs, and you can also create your own slides. So I'm going to create my own slide just for the title page. So I can go here just like a Google slideshow and kind of edit it and play around with it. So I'm going to title this Coral Reefs. And I can go in and I can change the colors just like you would with any other slideshow. And with that, you can also change the font. You can change the font size. And you can also go in and add a picture for your background. You can change the layout, do a bunch of different things. You can add audio, you can add a shape in there, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to save this. I want to keep it rather simple. And then you can also go in and add videos, which I really like that this offers that. So you can search BBC videos or regular videos. So BBC has a lot of informational videos. So if we scroll through it, we can see that right here there is one on the coral reefs. The only negative to the BBC videos is that it doesn't offer you a chance to search, but we can go ahead and we can add this one in. And then you can double click it to watch it and see if it's what you want. We can also search for Nearpod videos, and I prefer this one just because you can actually search for the content you're looking for. So if I want to search for coral reefs, I can, and I can see that they have 3 options for me. And because this one's more towards the grade level, I'm going to choose this one. And with the Nearpod videos, you can go in and you can trim them. So if there's a specific part of the video that I just want students to watch, then I can just show them that. With the Nearpod videos, you can also add an activity. And you can choose an open-ended question or a multiple choice question to go along with the video. So if I wanted to do an open-ended question, I could write, what did you learn about coral reefs? And then once students are done with this video, it will automatically take them to that question. I can also move this around. So if I want to show this video first, I can. I can also add a 3D image. And they do not really have many on the ocean, but they do have a couple on the sharks. So I'm just going to click on one just to show you what they look like. So if you were to enter in one of those 3D images, it's really cool because it allows students to click through and view whatever you click on in different ways. And because I said I didn't want that, if you want to delete it, you just double click and press delete. You can also go in and add a field trip, which is my favorite part about Nearpod. So you can search for a specific item and then it will offer you thousands of options to choose from. So I'm going to choose one of these. Let's choose this one. Press done. And then you can see it and the different ways that students will see it. So students will be able to move around and see all these different things about the coral reef. You can also enter the VR as if you were the student and move around as if you were in the lens of the camera that took this, which is really cool. So this field trip is something I would want at the end of a lesson, but I can go ahead and I can add an activity to go along with that. So I can add a quiz if I want to quiz them about what they learned, a memory test, which basically means that you would create a memory game for them. So you can add an image here and then it will kind of randomize them and then they would have to choose from the different images. You can also add a poll, fill in the blanks, a quiz, open-ended questions, just like as we did before. You can have them draw, which is really helpful in the case of math problems, like I mentioned before for manipulatives. You can do ready to climb, which is basically they answer a question correct and it kind of moves them up on this mountain. You can also have them create a collaborative board with each other where they can enter stuff that they know. And for the purpose of this, I am going to choose this one. And I can enter a topic, coral. I'm going to enter what did you see about coral? What did you see on the coral reef field trip? Type your response. And then students will basically be able to go in here and add sticky notes saying the things that they noticed, and they will be able to see other students' sticky notes as well. It's a great way to collaborate with each other. Then once you're done and you are all set, you can preview what this will look like. So we can go through the different aspects that we added and make sure that we like them. Then if you are all set with it, you can press save and exit. And then it will be added to your queue. And just like I stated before, you can create a folder to add this in. So I'm going to put this in my ocean animals and you will see it here. And that is all that I have to show you for this tutorial. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge from it and that you are going to go and try it out for yourself. It's a really great resource for teachers and students, and I am excited to implement it throughout a variety of subjects and topics in my own classroom, ranging from mathematics to ELA to science to social studies. I'm especially excited for those virtual reality field trip experiences that the students will definitely love. Thanks for listening.